What's up YouTube? In this video, I'm going to be describing you the Chinese custom known as yuezi, which is mainly known for the postpartum period that you care for the baby and the mother. Coming up. For those of you that may not know, in China, it is actually very common for services like yuezi, which is postpartum care, to be given to wives or mothers that just gave birth to the baby. In these services, they take care of the baby and the mother throughout a 1 to 2 month period, depending on what your budget allows. These kind of services can be hosted in hospitals and in hotels. In my case, me and my wife chose the hospital behind us, known as United Family Hospital, which has been a great experience for us thus far. In China, it is said, depending how well your postpartum period goes, especially the 1 or 2 months after you give birth, can determine how good of a lifestyle you have in the future. So for example, if you have a very healthy postpartum period, you can expect to have a very healthy life for the rest of your lifetime. So the first thing you gotta do is find a place. So me and my wife, when we were planning to have a baby, we started looking for different places. You can easily go to Baidu Maps or maybe use DNPing to search places like yuezi Zhongxing, and you can see different places that may offer these kind of services. Now you can either do these at hospitals or at hotels, and there are pros and cons for selecting one over the other. After you're satisfied with selecting a place, then you can go ahead and make your initial deposit to make a reservation close to your expected date, because these places book up fast. I mean, in this hospital, there's 3 floors with like 20 or 30 patients in each floor, and every room is booked. To give you guys a frame of reference, if you want to do services like this for 21 days, you can expect to pay between 30,000 and 60,000 RMB. And if you want to do 42 days, it can be closer to 60,000 to 120,000 RMB. Now this is just in my case in a tier 1 city in Guangzhou in the middle of the city center. So if you live in a second or third tier city, it may be significantly cheaper, but just to give you an idea. So after you made initial deposit and you selected the place that you want to do yuezi, now you go ahead and wait for the birth, right? In our case, my wife actually gave birth in a public hospital, really well-known public hospital in Guangzhou. And if you want to know how to give birth in China in a public hospital, you can refer to the link up there. But 2 days after our child's birth, we had private transportation where they get us a shuttle to directly transport us to this hospital right here. Okay, so you're at the hospital / hotel, whatever you pick. So what services can you expect? So one is pretty standard, is that you get a 24-hour caretaker. And what this is a professional person who's been certified in taking care of infants or newborns between the first 3 months after birth. They probably sleep in the same room as you, make sure the wife's doing okay and that the baby's being fed every 3 or 4 hours, recording all the vitals, giving the baby a bath. They're really professional, and a shout out to them because they probably have a jacked up sleep cycle, because our baby cried like every 3 or 4 hours and they don't have a natural sleep cycle. So mad respect to the crew, and thank you so much for helping us during the postpartum period. If you decide to choose more of the hospital route, you can expect there to be more medical services. So you can have more checkups by nurses and by doctors, and to get a more thorough understanding of what your baby's situation is, if there needs to be any changes, like if their behavior is unusual, anything like that. In both cases, the hospital and the hotel, they could offer a diet plan. So my wife actually has a private nutritionist that plans her meals throughout the whole time to make sure her breast milk is as healthy as possible, so our baby can be as healthy as possible. I'm definitely taking advantage of this because in these packages, you should ask if the husband can be a part of it. And I was lucky to be a part of it, so I am taking advantage of the diet. And this is probably the best time for me to lose weight because I'm pretty lazy, I hate cooking, and I'd rather have someone else do it for me. You can see some examples of the meals here being prepared for my wife, and it's usually 6 meals a day. It can range from nice sweets to, you know, some food that you may not like tasting, but it's good for your health. And overall, it's a pleasant experience. Now, there's different room sizes, but we both decided to get the largest room so that the caretaker can stay in the same room as the baby, and me and my wife can sleep there. So I pretty much live there while I'm on paternity leave, but when I go back to work, I'll just go back to the hospital and pretend it's like my house until the yuezi period is over. I also like to add that even though we're in a hospital, or if you chose the hotel route, you're pretty much like on vacation here. So there's spas, there's hair salons, there's gyms, there's pools, there's massage rooms. All these things are available to your wife, to you, and the baby. Also, what I really liked about in my situation is that they provided a bunch of supplies for the baby. So you don't have to worry about the newborn clothes, you don't have to worry about diapers, you don't have to worry about pads, you don't have to worry about towels for the baby, cleaning supplies, all that is given to you as part of the package. The only things that I really had to get on my own were probably like bottles and milk powder in the event that my wife couldn't breastfeed. Another thing I really liked is that they offer classes like 3 times a week where they teach you either how to bond with your wife or how to take care of the baby after the postpartum period, whether it's feeding, bathing, changing diapers, exercises you can do with the baby for better development, etc. It's kind of a good experience to have. And like I said before, the caretaker really helps. Like she's been teaching us tips and tricks on how to take care of baby because I'm like a brand new dad and I really don't know much what I'm doing, but I'm thankful she's teaching us all these tips and tricks so we can be the best parents we can be. There's always additional services you can ask for. Like in our case, there's a little photo shoot we had with our cute baby. This is the cutest experience ever, and I'm sure we're not gonna regret it. And we're gonna post pictures like this all over our house. And there's even like a little room that you can celebrate, oh, happy 30th birthday with the baby. You can like, have a little birthday party for the first 30 days that they've been brought into this world. So my wife is loving it. She's been here for about 2 weeks and they are pampering her. She is loving the services and she's learning how to take care of our baby, learning more about our baby. It's a really good experience, especially during the pregnancy blues, when they don't think their body is in the best shape and they don't think they're the prettiest or so elegant anymore. This is really helping her out. Luckily in China, a woman gets about 4 to 6 months of paternity leave, whereas the guy gets maybe 2 weeks. Now let me know if you're expecting to have a baby in China and if you are planning to have these kinds of services for your wife and your child in the future. Again, I can put a link in the description below on the hospital that we're in right now. We definitely do recommend it. Do you guys think this kind of service would be successful in the West? I know for a fact in California, especially towards the Asian community, they offer these kinds of services. But I can tell here in China, this is an international hospital behind me and they have 3 floors dedicated for this stuff. So it's definitely a successful business here in China. If you found value from this video, please smash that like button. And if you want to know more tips and tricks about having a better lifestyle in China as a foreigner, please consider subscribing to this channel because I post every week. Now I hope you guys keep surviving and I'll catch you in the next video.